Hi everybody. This video is walking you guys through your second essay assignment. And in this unit, you guys read a number of different poems from different authors across all kinds of genres, movements, eras. So what you're going to do is essentially choose two poems that you read in this unit from two different authors. Compare and contrast those works in terms of literary analysis and use the terminology, the materials from this unit to help guide that analysis. So you should be integrating that terminology about how to break down a poem, structure, syntax, voice, tone, whatever it might be, into your analysis. You can choose poems that seem to kind of naturally fit together, or you could choose those which are kind of unexpected pairings. So it could be something naturally that fits together, say, for example, as the To the Virgins and the Flea, or it could be unexpected pairings like a valediction and Because I Could Not Stop for Death. So what you're going to do is show how they're similar and different in terms of those literary elements and styles, so themes, voice, tone, imagery, figures of speech, so on. Use the graphic organizer that you created to help you organize your thoughts. You do need to have 3 credible sources to help support your claim. These should be, of course, related to the poems and should come from things like .edu or other credible sites like PBS. Essay needs to be 3 or 4 pages in length and is due by Sunday, April 7th at 11:59 p.m. Everything's checked for plagiarism. Need to have the full length. Of course, you can write more. You just can't write less. Use proper citation in text and, of course, include the bibliography. So your bibliography should have at least 2 poems and 3 sources on it. When you guys are looking at how to compare these poems, it's really important that you don't allocate, say, a paragraph per poem. What you instead want to do is have your 3, say, main ideas, and then you compare and contrast them across those main ideas. So this is a more elevated form of argumentation. So for example, if I was going to do Fire and Ice and Because I Could Not Stop for Death, I could say the first main idea could be something about how the structure of each poem influences meaning. So it could be how Fire and Ice is a certain structure, and then Because I Could Not Stop for Death has a certain structure, or rhyme scheme, or end rhyme, or whatever it might be. Secondarily, I might look at the theme, the topic of destruction and death, and how it's treated similarly or differently between the 2 poems. And then thirdly, I might look at, I don't know, something else, let's say imagery or symbolism within each poem and how it's connected, both in terms of similarities and differences. So again, it's really important that you guys think beyond just a paragraph per each poem and instead compare them across concepts. So you guys get to choose the poems and what you want to talk about within those poems. So choose carefully. It's purposely broad, so you can choose the things that are most interesting to you. Make sure that, again, you integrate that knowledge of how to break down a poem, use that scholarly terminology, and again, integrate solid evidence, of course, from the poems and from your outside sources as well to help support your claims. Direct quotes are always the best forms of evidence. They're much stronger than paraphrasing. And again, what I just said as how the structure of this. So things to think about how the works connect in terms of the theme or other major literary elements. How are the structures similar and different, and how does that impact the meaning? How do the differences and similarities between the authors and or the historical situation impact the framework surrounding the work? So it could be the social concepts, the political concepts, the economic concepts surrounding the works. Remember, it's most important, of course, to keep the focus on analyzing this literature as a piece of literature. So make sure that you are utilizing that terminology where you can. Make sure you have a good, fully developed thesis claim, an introduction, good close analysis of the works and their major concepts, good evidence to support your claims from the primary and secondary sources, proper page length, MLA, number of sources and citations, and a fully developed essay structure, including an intro with your thesis claim, clear main ideas with lots of evidence and analysis around that evidence, and a conclusion. And then make sure, again, like I said, you have your concepts organized thematically across concepts rather than a paragraph per poem. So let me know if you have any questions, but otherwise go ahead and move on to your next assignment.